Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carmen. Welcome. So I often get a lot of questions from Life Path Master number 11s regarding what is the best career for them to go into. Master number 11s often struggle a lot in life until they figure out really what they were meant to do with their life. They know they were meant to do something special and something that is specific and unique to them, but finding out what that is can be challenging. So we're going to talk about what are the best careers for Life Path number Master number 11s. And this will apply to anybody who has a Life Path 11, and it will also apply to anybody whose soul's urge is a Master number 11 as well, because you want to take a look at the soul's urge number also. The soul urge number basically is what your soul's calling is, and it really helps to determine what will bring you happiness in life. So you want to look at whatever your soul's urge number is, and you also want to look at your life path number, of course, because the life path number is basically the main purpose and the main reason you were born. So looking at those two numbers together will really help you to determine what your calling in life is and what you were meant to do as a career. So if you have a soul's urge number that is not a number 11, you can check out a video that I did on great careers for all of the other numbers, and I'll put a link to that video below. But this video is specifically going to be for anybody whose life path number is a Master number 11 or soul's urge number is a Master 11. Now you can also book a reading with me, and I can go into the specifics in your individual chart and give you some more individual guidance as to what would be the best career and life path for you based on your numbers. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link to that below in the description box. So these are all of the positive and negative characteristics of the Master number 11. And if you want a more detailed explanation about all of this, check out a video that I did on this. I'll put a link to it below. But the main thing you want to understand about these people is that they are highly inspirational and they are also highly spiritual. So please keep watching until the end of the video, because this is not the only page and list of careers that I have for you guys. I've got multiple pages here to show you of careers that you guys could potentially do. And I definitely have a lot more spiritually based careers that you guys could get into. So keep watching. And we're going to talk about some of the more spiritually based careers that you guys could do after I just briefly talk about some of the typical common type of careers that 11s are really good at. Now, 11 has the qualities of the number 2, because if you add the two ones together, you get a 2. So 11s often have a lot of that 2 energy going on for them. Now, because of that, they tend to be very diplomatic and they make great counselors. Okay, they're really good at working with other people, especially one-on-one, and guiding people. So they make great counselors, they make great therapists and psychologists, they make great mediators, and they make great diplomats. So because of that 2 energy, they're able to just get in there and kind of see both sides of the situation, and they're kind of able to mediate between the 2 sides and kind of, guide the 2 opposing sides into a compromising solution that would be good for everybody. And that's also because of that 1 energy, right? There's 2 ones in the 11, so they've got a lot of that great leadership ability. And because of that great leadership ability, but also the ability to be diplomatic and to counsel and guide people at the same time, they make great politicians. And often a lot of leaders of countries will have this as their life path number. So we've had a lot of famous presidents of the United States that have been life path number 11s. And there's been a lot of leaders of other countries that have also been 11s. So now another reason that a politician is a great career for an 11 is because I like to think of 11s as doing 2 things. There's 2 areas that they would be really great in if they wanted to do either of these. And one of them is something that is very highly inspirational, and the other is something that's highly spiritual. So because Life Path 11s are kind of meant to bring illumination to people, and they're kind of meant to inspire people with their lives and their stories through some of the challenges and the struggles that they've been through. As I had mentioned before, 11 is it's a very challenging number to have as especially as a life path number. But even if it's anywhere in your chart, it's challenging to have this number because, you know, this is a master number. And so the master numbers are always going to be more challenging, and especially 11. From what I've seen, often 11s will have even more challenging lives than all of the other master numbers. And you know, like I said, that's because they're here to bring inspiration and illumination to other people. So the universe will help them out, and it will support them if they want to do something that's highly inspirational and highly public. So that's why a politician is a good career for an 11, because it's a highly influential and public career to go into. And so another great career because of that reason is an influencer. So if you want to get into anything where you're, you know, an influencer in any of the social media areas, and that includes, you know, being on YouTube, like being a content creator, the universe is going to support you and to help you to do that, because the universe wants you to become a more public, visual person that's seen by like a lot of people out there. So any career that's highly public and highly influential is going to be good for you. The universe will support you and to help make that happen for you. Now, I've also noticed that 11s tend to have musical abilities, and often you will see famous singers, songwriters, and musicians that have this as their life path number. Now, and this can also be because music affects the masses, right? And it can be very influential to a lot of people. So that could also be the reason. So, but yeah, definitely music if you want to get into that. Now we're going to talk about the other side of 11, which is the spiritual side, because as I mentioned in a lot of my videos about 11s tend to be highly spiritual. They're kind of like a bridge between the two worlds. You know, if you turn the 11 over onto its side, it kind of looks like a bridge, which is symbolic for the bridge to other dimensions and other worlds. And and they, you know, 11 kind of looks like a doorway too, right? It kind of looks like a doorway or a portal into another world. So they tend to be vibrating on a very high level and can, you know, really channel information, and they tend to be channeling a lot of information from the other side and often don't even realize that they're doing this. And they just kind of have this innate intuitive ability that they're born with, and this inner guidance and this inner, you know, voice within them, and often that's like their spirit guides and guardian angels kind of like communicating with them. So they are highly connected to the other side. So for this reason, anything spiritually based is going to be really good for them, and they're going to be really successful at it. So we're going to go through the list of all the spiritual careers that are great for master number 11s. And I really want to encourage you 11s to consider doing one of these spiritually based careers, maybe just even on the side if you can't do it as your full-time career. If this is your life path number or your soul's urge number, this really is what you were meant to do, and this is your calling. I don't know if I'm the first one to tell you this, but you are a light worker. Welcome to the club. Even if you can't do it full time, you know, sometimes we can't because we have obligations and responsibilities and bills to pay. I still want to encourage you to do this as a hobby or to do it on the side as like a side business, because you will be so happy. It will bring you a lot of joy and you will be very successful at it. And I also want to mention that a lot of these spiritually based careers are going to be huge in the future. We just moved into the age of Aquarius, also known as the energetic era, and a whole new earth is being created right now. And in the future, these careers that might seem very esoteric right now, these will be mainstream common careers that people do. I guarantee you 100%. So keep that in mind. And all of these are a growing field and something to definitely consider seriously. Then the number one thing, of course, is a medium and a psychic. A lot of famous mediums and psychics are life path number 11s, or they have like a master 11 somewhere in their chart. Tarot card readers, you know, they tend to have this number. And that's kind of like the beginning stages to becoming a medium. So a lot of people will do tarot card readings first, and then after that, they'll just kind of become mediums after, you know, or they'll do both at the same time and kind of just use tarot cards to support their medium abilities. So that's very common. Oracle card readers. Oracle cards are more angel-based cards. And this is more like angel guidance that you would give to people. So it's not as direct as tarot cards would be. Also an astrologer and a numerologist, which is more of an analytical approach to spirituality. But 11s make really good astrologers and numerologists also. They make really good hypnotherapists, which is really good for them because they make great therapists, but this is a more spiritually based, esoteric type of therapist. So it hits both of those areas that they have a lot of strengths in. Also, a life coach is great. Any sort of coaching, but especially a life coach is good. Now, any sort of healer, any sort of spiritual healer is going to be a great career for an 11. And that includes Reiki healer, a crystal healer, and a quantum healer. And what that is just basically somebody who uses quantum healing techniques to heal people. Some other great spiritually based careers are acupuncturist and aromatherapist. Aromatherapists use essential oils to basically cure people of their ailments. And now an herbalist is basically like the natural version of a doctor. So they use herbs and other all-natural things to help cure people of things. And this career is actually really on the rise right now. It's becoming bigger and bigger, and it will become very big in the future. I can foresee that. So similar to an herbalist is an Ayurvedic doctor, which is a common doctor in India, and they're very similar to herbalists. Chiropractor and chakra healer is another good one. A chakra healer is kind of like a Reiki healer. They're similar. An iridologist, this is somebody who can basically look into your eye and look into the iris of your eye and be able to tell you how your health is and what kind of issues you might have just by looking at the iris of your eye. Then we also have a massage therapist, naturopathic doctor, and a reflexologist. Okay, so look into reflexology. That's a really interesting career, and that one also might be bigger in the future too. Sound healer. Now, these are people that use sound frequencies to heal people. And so also you have a sound therapist as well. A relationship coach, 11s tends to be the twin flame sign. So 11s that want to help, give relationship coaching to twin flame couples. Well, that would be a great career, and I could definitely see that becoming really big in the future, especially as more and more people start to find out about twin flames and start to find out what that is. This will become a lot bigger in the future. So also anything regarding meditation, so like a meditation instructor or a yoga instructor would be really good for the 11s. An aura photographer is somebody who uses a special camera that can basically take a picture of somebody's aura around them, and they can give this information to people based on these cameras that they have. So that's really cool. Then we also have a dream interpreter, a feng shui practitioner. So this is somebody who comes into your house and helps your house to become more feng shui, so that energy is flowing nicely and positively in your home. And this field is growing for sure and definitely will become a lot bigger in the future. Then we also have a palm reader, which is basically a psychic that uses the lines on your palm to help predict things that will happen in your life. Then we also have a spiritually based business owner. 11s make good business owners because they've got that double one energy. One is all about being original and being a leader, so they do tend to make good business owners. And if you add the element of being a spiritually based business owner, then that's a great career. So this could be any kind of store where you sell spiritually based items such as essential oils, crystals, tarot cards, anything like that. You could even have a store on Amazon, if you don't want to have a brick and mortar store. So anything like that is going to be really good for an 11. Also, a paranormal investigator. These are people that basically investigate paranormal activity within people's homes. That's good. So a spiritually based content creator is going to be good. A podcast host that's doing something spiritually based, spiritual speaker, all of those great for the 11s because, as I had mentioned before, you guys are all about illumination and inspiration. So the universe will definitely support you if you want to do something more public in terms of public speaking about spirituality. starting a spiritually based nonprofit organization. Now that's something different and unique that the universe would definitely support you if you wanted to do that, because you'd be starting something different and new, and if it would be spiritually based, you would definitely go far. Now, a house clearer is somebody that comes into your house and just clears out all of the negative energy, and they find the areas of your house that have, more negative energy than the other areas, and they just kind of like clear it out. Then we also have an angel therapist, and these are people that basically do therapy by communicating with the archangels and also with your guardian angels to help channel information and stuff to help you. And then we also have an organic beauty maker. So any sort of thing where you're making beauty products that are organically based and have organic ingredients. This is going to be really, really big in the future as more and more people start to wake up and realize about the toxic ingredients that are in some of the products that they buy. I guarantee you 100% that most products in the future will be made out of organic, natural ingredients. So this would be a really good one to get into. An organic farmer is going to be good. Spiritual jewelry maker. So these are people that make jewelry that is spiritual in nature, has a spiritual element to it. We have a shaman, and of course a spiritual coach is going to be good. A martial arts teacher is a great career. There's a lot of spiritual elements within the martial arts, especially things like Tai Chi. And martial arts will be, that will be something that will be bigger in the future also. A dowser is somebody who basically performs a spiritual ritual of dowsing, which is kind of similar to an energy clearer, but they're using dowsing as their technique. And then a spiritually based writer or author, that could be a really good career as well. Especially if you're doing writing that is spiritually based, then the universe will support you, and you're more likely to get published if you're an 11, just because of that. Remember that public element where, your writing will, the universe wants it to inspire people. It wants it to bring inspiration to people. So if you're writing about something, especially if it's spiritually based, that could be very successful and it could take you far. So you can definitely check out some of these careers and Google them if you don't know what they are. If you want to find out more information, definitely do some research into them. And I think a lot of these careers will be much bigger in the future as we move into the new earth that's being created and into the energetic era that we just recently entered. And you can also book a reading with me and we can go more into depth and more into detail into the specifics of your chart. If you want some more guidance in this area, I will leave a link to that below in the description box. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. I'm sending you light and love, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.